Hello again, Podcats. This is Geoff Gascoigne. Hope you're well. Today I'm going up to central London, to Waterloo actually. I'm going to see a very old friend of mine, Ian Shaw, singer, improviser, broadcaster and comedian. I'm looking forward to it very much, so here we go.
The Quartet Jazz Standards podcast is brought to you by the Quartet app for iOS, taking your jazz play-along to another level.
Thanks for inviting me round.
It's my absolute pleasure. What a wheeze.
So you're busy doing so many things, aren't you? The career in singing, and you're a comedian as well, aren't you?
I cut my teeth on two scenes, the sort of piano bar scene. So just getting gigs when I was a student, playing piano, not singing actually, just playing poppy stuff, just background music in restaurants and things. And then I got an agent called Jack Fallon, and he started this agency called Candour Variety, because he saw, I think probably, it had been going a long time before I met him. I auditioned down in Pizza on the Park, so I saw it in the stage and television today. And it said wanted piano bar entertainers, and I didn't know what that was really, so I went along to the audition in a kilt, Doc Martin boots, full makeup, punky sort of biker jacket. I was still at college, so it would have been 1981, I think, and he'd already been running this wheeze where he realised that he could put singer pianists in hotels and wine bars and create a really nice roster of people, and he really looked after us all as well, I did the audition. There was one woman. There must have been 30 to 40 men of all different shapes and sizes and, ages, all dressed in DJs. I thought, well,
and you rock up in your kilt.
I rock up in my kilt with more eyeliner than my then girlfriend, Susan.
Okay.
And I just did my thing, and I just thought, he's not going to like me. I remember what I did, actually. I did your song, Elton John. I did Willkommen, Bienvenue from Cabaret, and I did Ain't Misbehavin'.
Right.
Which I love singing. He said, you want to go to Sweden? And I went, yeah. So I went to Sweden and played in a hotel in Stockholm, and then that was it then for 4 or 5 years between auditioning for acting jobs and doing the odd comedy thing. But yeah, I cut my teeth here on the comedy circuit.
When you start to sing, did you feel like you were a singer, or how did it work?
Well, I sang in choirs in school.
Okay, because you're from Wales, aren't you? Did you grow up with that then?
Yeah, sort of. Two of my uncles were in male voice choirs, which is a great Welsh tradition, Right. And I was in a brass band with my dad. So I never knew what it was like not to be able to read music. I can't really learn anything from a tape. I've got to see the music. Recently I did a thing, Mark Anthony Turnage.
Would have been, a classical thing?
Yeah, it was a piece for a reduced orchestra. It was during COVID, and he had this idea of writing. He's always wanted to write something for me to sing, and it was a poem called Black Milk by Paul Celan. So anyway, Mark Anthony Turnage took this poem and he set it. It's like 15 minutes tops, 15 minutes, and it's a through sung thing, really hard. And he said, "Oh, just be yourself on it." Classic Mark. I've got a little place down in Kent, and I took myself off there for 2 weeks to learn it. I wanted to be off the page and learn it, like an actor would learn a script, and I did learn it. And it was during COVID, so all the orchestra, we were all baffled, plastic separation things. I loved it. I really, really enjoyed it. It reminded me of doing stuff, having to do stuff at college, but really not wanting to do it because it was college. But I could not have learnt it off a tape. That really pushed me in the way that doing an acting job pushes me.
You call him Mark Anthony?
I call him Mark. Do I call him? No, I call him Mark.
Is it Mark Anthony Turnage,
I'm
or
not
is it
sure.
Mark
I think
Anthony?
it's Mark Anthony Turnage. I think it's his middle name.
Like the guy that killed Caesar?
Yeah,
Mark Anthony.
Mark Anthony, yeah. It's his Mark Turnage.
So when did you start improvising? When did you get into jazz, and what were your first steps into improvisation?
David Bowie, Hunky Dory. And I listened to that and I thought, what's that? What is that? What style is this? I don't know what this is.
Funny you should say that. I was listening with Ruby last night to Aladdin Sane. That's the one right at the end where there's all this avant-garde piano.
It's Mike Garson.
It's
and at the end
incredible.
he just goes like this.
He goes, yeah.
Right at the end,
But it's so out, isn't it?
Yeah. That's on that track.
Incredible.
It's on Aladdin Sane, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one, yeah.
Blood Roses. Oh, it's amazing.
Brilliant.
Every track on that's amazing. So Hunky Dory I heard first. Actually, that's not true. I heard Man Who Sold the World first. and that was disturbed me because it's quite disturbing. But then when I heard Hunky Dory, bum, 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 fill your heart with love today, I was thinking, well, that's jazz, isn't it?
It is.
And then listening to David Bowie do things live and how he altered his own phrasing and altered the notes that he picked on his own songs. And he always went to, and I've noticed it with Joni Mitchell as well, that at the end of a phrase he always went to like a second, so he'd go I would be king. Instead of, the original was I would be king. I was thinking, that's different.
Wow.
So that was the first thing I thought, if you sing and you sing sort of poppy music, you can. And then I thought, some of my parents' record collection. Oh, I see. That's how that works then. So then Mel Torme, not Sinatra actually. So Mel Torme, Sarah Vaughan.
I mean, Sinatra did that a little bit when changing, but not very much, though, did he?
No, Sinatra was all about the timbre, the timing, the storytelling. Keeping it nice and swinging, and the ballads are really it's Sinatra. It's the best.
It's the sound,
amazing, But and then Billie Holiday, Betty Carter, Mark Murphy in that order. When I was at college, I used to trawl the record shops, Oxford Street, down in those dirty basements and massive basements of shops with kind of imports with ticks out the top of the records. I bought everything. I spent all my grant on records, really. I remember buying Bitches Brew because I loved the cover. And I'd never really known what the music was, and it completely changed my whole focus on how you could make music, So and Sarah Vaughan live at Ronnie Scott's. Carmen McRae, the Thelonious Monk, Carmen McRae, that is another accidental purchase, and then R-A-H, Mark Murphy. I thought, what's this? Who's he? Because he looked not like you'd expect him to look. So that
was he like a role model to you?
Oh, completely. Still is. If I'm singing with a band, he is. If I'm on my own, I'm more sort of cabaret, more sort of stopping and starting comedy, more bluesy, more poppy, folky. But when I'm with a band, especially a trio, not necessarily a section.
How did you get a vocabulary for jazz then?
How did I do it? I did it very, very suddenly and very quickly. I went and bought the real books. And I used to go to, there's true camp gentlemen in chapels music with the polo necks and the rings.
That's right.
Do you remember them? And I used to say, have you got volume 2 yet?
Under the desk.
Under the desk, And you'd be
dirty books.
Your dirty books, And you'd be passing with like the best part of them 35.
So were they actually were they illegal then?
Yeah, of course they were.
I don't remember that.
I just photocopied and then spiral bound.
That's right. Yeah.
I just I learn songs very, very quickly. I can learn the muscularity of an AABA and kind of know all the bits, So when I first heard Detour Ahead, I remember it was almost like a photographic memory of the melody and the chords because it was so unusual. So the more unusual a song is, the easier for me it is to learn,
You've done some acting as well, haven't you?
I've done loads of acting,
How did you get into that then? Where did that start?
I come from a really working class area, working class education. We didn't know that you could go to a kibbutz or have a gap year. Or my dad just went, okay, what's this called then? Ocker. He didn't talk like that because he's Welsh. That's Stepney Green. I just applied for all the colleges. I got into to Trinity, King's, Goldsmiths, and RADA, and it was like, do I do music or do I do drama? Got into both of those things, and I just went King's. And you know why I did it? It's because King's was on the river, and I really liked the look of it.
You wanted a good view.
I wanted a good view from college, and it was near Covent Garden. I hadn't really heard of Soho in those days.
Right.
At 17. I came down here, I was barely 18 when I came to London.
But did you still sort of keep in touch with the acting side? You had the two things going at the same time, right?
Yeah, I did Othello at university. I did plays. I was part of the LUDS, London University Drama Soc. Went to Edinburgh. We did a play up there. We did Cabaret the musical with my now manager Charlotte, who played Fraulein Schneider in Cabaret. I constantly did it, and then I did Fringe Theatre, Rep. Did some films. Did a great film with Juliet Stevenson, Tim Spall called Pierpoint. That was much later. I did plays, radio things. Always maybe one thing a year now. One thing a year. Charlotte, my manager, said to me recently, she said you you should do more acting. I'm 63 years old, you know, in June. 63 in June.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether it's too late to do that. I've been offered something this year which I'm considering doing. I don't know yet, because it's a chunk out of your gigging life, and also financially it's very different to gigging. You know, because gigging, we can be lucky and get a very well paid one-off gig, which will be 2 weeks acting work, you know. But but I love acting. I love words. I love playing. I love being directed. Yeah, so I wish I could do more of it, really. But I'm not. I've left it too late, really. I'm not really known as an actor. I'm known as a musician and occasional comedian, cabaret singer, broadcaster, and then probably at the bottom of that would be actor, I think. Yeah.
Is it difficult to balance all those things nowadays? Yeah.
No, not enough hours in the day.
Yeah.
And even then, sometimes when I can't have days off. I'm hopeless if I've got a day off. I don't know what to do with myself. I've always got something. I mean, books, trying to write songs, doing stuff. I need to do something every day, really. I'm very good at procrastinating.
Doesn't sound like you have much time for that, do you?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've done... You know, this week I'm trying to write some songs for a new project. I've recorded a Sondheim album. That's not out yet. So 13 Sondheim songs. Because I've always wanted to record them, and I met him years ago. Mark Murphy really put me onto Sondheim songs. There's a wonderful 4 CD collection of Sondheim by jazz musicians on ECM. It's great.
Wow.
Yeah.
Check that out.
It's very nice.
A recent
ECM.
thing?
No, it's about 15 years old, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's very weird making albums nowadays, though, because it's a different animal, isn't it?
Do you still make CDs, actual CDs?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, and they sell at gigs only.
Yeah.
Because I think people think, well, it's a tenner. If I've paid 20 odd quid to come and to hear some music, then I might have a memento, you know. It's either really young couples at my gigs. They're really odd. Sort of young couples in their early 20s.
You haven't thought about making T-shirts or anything like that?
Tea towels.
You imagine?
Claire Teal's got a teal towel.
A teal? That's a great idea.
Yeah. We sell jam and pickle.
Really?
Yeah, for charity, because I support refugee charities. So every year, Charlotte, my manager, she's down in the shed stirring a great big pot. Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, we sell them for like £5. And every album I've done, she does a pun on. So the theory of jam is one of them. I did an album with Fran Landesman songs called Ghost in
Jam
Everywhere.
session.
Yeah, jam session. And she puts the label of the actual album on with the renamed thing, you know.
Great idea.
But we do that for the refugee charity, £5 a pot, and people love it.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want jam?
So, can we talk about my apps? 4 volumes now are out.
Yeah.
500 tunes altogether.
Wow.
You're quite new to it, aren't you? I only
Yeah.
gave it to you recently.
Yeah.
So I asked you to pick a tune, and I think you mentioned it earlier. What tune?
Well,
did
I
you
chose
pick?
Misbehavin because I knew you'd ask me how I would get into starting singing. It was the first jazz thing I ever learned.
You've done this before, haven't you?
Yeah, I've done it before.
Yeah.
Yeah. I learned how to play it, and I couldn't believe how old the recording that I learnt it from was. You know,
Yeah.
it was very old, like
Yeah.
30s old.
Like Fats Waller or
Yeah,
something.
that's Wally. Yeah.
What we're going to do, stick your headphones on.
Yeah.
We're in the key of A flat, I believe. Hello. I'm going to put my headphones on too.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Q1 and Q2 by Geoff Gascoigne.
So you've done a lot of broadcasting. You're used to this, right?
Yeah.
So have you been interviewed like this much? Have you? Because you're usually on the other side.
I'm
You're
on the
usually-
other side, yeah. If I've got a record out, something like I've interviewed some massive legends, and one or two of them have been. I almost had to just shut up shop and leave. You know, Al Jarreau, Patty Austin, everyone. You know, Van Morrison. He was lovely.
Yeah.
And he was a great interviewee. All I wanted to do was talk about music with him.
The key of A flat. You're not going to sing the tune.
And I got 2 choruses to sing.
You've got 2 choruses to sing.
and none of them can be the tune.
Yeah.
Can I use something that other words then? I've always got like 3 or 4 books on the go now, but we are sitting in my music room, come library, come sleeping room.
We're actually in the bedroom.
Yes, we're in the bedroom. So I'm reading Annie Ernaux's book, The Years, which I really enjoy, and I'm also reading Andrew Hagen's book, Caledonian Road.
Okay.
Which one do you want?
We'll have Caledonia Road.
Yeah.
And we'll have page 112.
Okay. Caledonian Road,
And we'll
page
have
100.
Second paragraph, please.
12, second paragraph 112.
Okay.
This is exciting because I don't think I've got that far. Yeah.
Are you? All right. Are you ready? Here
Yeah.
we go.
Standing in the hall, Campbell felt positive. It was one of those bright evenings in the country when everything seems well. The birds were singing as the setting sun struck the mullioned windows, giving hope. In the clay had the dusty, resplendent patina of centuries. The candles went all the way back to Flodden, and they had the musketry to prove it. Oh yeah, gleaming darkly from the walls above the tapestries and busts. In the drawing room, Modius and Harpners jostled on the red damask wallpaper, and the multiple sofas were backed with tables crowded with family pictures. No children, alas, but adults choked in uniforms of pearls. A number of people stood in the room, but even Campbell walked alone to the drinks table. They always had these tables everywhere, with tins of tonic water, tomato juice, stacked up cheap whiskies and old tumblers. He poured a gin and looked up at a cabinet of books, a full run of trollops bound in red leather. At the end on its own was a copy of Campbell's The Mill. He surveyed the room and took a deep breath. The Duke had been off his head. Campbell thought since Candour turned 45 and Anthony released their inability to produce an heir meant the Dukedom might die. With him, such things could corrupt you. He was all of a sudden beside him, the Duke dressed in a ridiculous Nehru jacket and white linen trousers above a pair of slippers. I have to confess, he said, I still ain't read this book of yours. Too much work if you ask me. That's idiotic, Tony. I speak as a writer. Of course you do. He touched Campbell's arm as they turned towards the others. I'm afraid I'm rather depending on you tonight, the Duke said. Okay, we got some crashes.
That's great, yeah. The words didn't really matter to me.
Nah.
Didn't have any idea what you were going on about, to
No.
be honest. But the shape of the improvising and the melody, it was great.
It was quite bluesy, wasn't it, I suppose?
Some blues in there, yeah.
Yeah, the words felt very different, because I'm a big fan of Andrew Hagen, you know. He's a genius, and he writes these incredibly dense, character-based books, you know, and
Yeah.
this one's set in London, Caledonia, you know, it's just wonderful. But I wasn't really, because I know who those characters are, because I'm you can see where I am in the book. It's not that far away from what I've just done.
Yeah.
But I wasn't really thinking about how that bore any relevance to what the narrative was so far. So that's interesting, isn't it?
No.
Paul Gammaccini, who's a really good mate of mine, I've known him for years. He's apart from being a very knowledgeable kind of guru, you know, he knows everything about pop music and jazz as well.
Yeah.
And he's written a beautiful book called Love Letters. It's an old book now. It's about 28 years old, I think it is. And it's based on 7 people in his life that made a great impression on him. Some of them now are dead, so I think there's only one of them left. So we just got talking, and I just thought, they're so honest and yet they're kind of redolent and rich and beautiful. So I've been trying to write 14 songs out of 7 chapters. You know, the characters are all names. It's love letters. You've got an introduction, which in itself is good. And then you've got Henry, Scott, David, Stephen, George, Terry, and Chris. And Chris is the lead singer of Kajagoogoo. Basically what I do is I read the chapter and then I try to write a song based on what I've just read by memory. Then I go back to try and get the essence of each chapter into a song structure.
Are these unrequited love letters?
Yeah, they've all got different flavours. One of them is written with absolute venom by someone who really, really messed him around and lied. And that's a really
Are these people that
powerful...
he's had relationships with?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
And they go right back to when he was a little boy, north of New York, when he went to school, and the first kind of crush he had. Not all of them are sexual partners, so there's 2 friends in there as well. And they've all got different flavours. You know, they've got different emotions. One of them is rueful, one of them is really venomous, one of them is the last line of it is, I can't believe how much I miss you. That's the last line. We've got a meeting at the weekend to try and get some sort of mise en scène, to try and get some sort of plot, and we've come up with some ideas, which is basically a young man, a singer. We know exactly who we're going to have to sing it as well. A young guy called Matt Kent, who's brilliant, and he said he'd do it. So between some dialogue.
So you wouldn't sing it yourself then?
No, it's not for me. Oh. Which is really a much more enjoyable way of doing things. I write better if I know it's not for me. I think it would be lovely to have a trio, a singer, and a set and lighting. So quite simple. So really, it's a one-person show, I think. Right. And he finds the letters in a box, and then I can't really give you the spoiler, but there's an ending which hopefully is quite shocking. You know. Wow. So this character, this young man who's barely 26 now, he's a New York singer-songwriter called Matt Kent, who I've worked with. So it's at a very, very early stage yet. We might even just do it as a gig. You know, we don't know. Putting on a show needs money. Needs a lot of money.
That's excellent. That's going to be a great project.
Hope so. Hope so. Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'll pass on your good wishes to the man himself on Sunday when we're having lunch.
Please do.
Yeah.
So to finish off, I've got a few questions.
Oh dear. Yeah.
So do you have a favourite album?
Oh God, so it's always hard, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to have to say Hegira by Joni Mitchell, because every time I listen to it, I hear something new. I've never heard music like it. I didn't even realise there wasn't a kit playing at one point. I was so sort of hypnotised by every song is completely different. Every setting is different. She almost sings differently on everyone as well. Either that or any recording of the Quartet of the End of Time, Olivia Messiaen.
Quite a diverse couple of albums there. Do you have a favourite musician, alive or dead, that you would like to play with?
Oh, that's another difficult one, really, isn't it? No musician. Yeah, I'd like to sing some ballads with Fred Hirsch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Vaguely know him, but we did an interview together for an American magazine years ago when I was doing records in America. Yeah, I mean, the thing about the jazz world is that everyone is fairly accessible, and you sort of, especially now with social media, you can sort of say, hey, do you fancy doing this, or we've got a budget for this, or are you in town for that, and you can sort of boldly go somewhere, can't you? I mean, I always wanted to work with Madeleine Bell because I had all her albums when I was a kid, and I am now her band. We do duo gigs together. We just did Ronnie Scott's, just me playing the piano and her singing, and I was thinking, how is this panned out? You know, she was my favourite singer when I was a kid.
Panned out.
Like that. I know. Yeah, so I'd like to sing a duet with Cecile McLaurin-Salvant as well.
Okay.
I think she's amazing. But yeah.
What's, would you say, would the highlight of your career be so far?
He added very quickly, highlights of my career would probably be on being on stage with Quincy Jones, I think. He conducted a band. It was like a composite band done for the Jazz Festival, Jazz Awards. And I got to sing the arrangement of Fly Me to the Moon with him standing there sort of beaming and conducting it. That was pretty special, you know. That, and I think touring with Cedar Walton.
Yeah.
I think that's got to be up there in terms of being a musician. Yeah, acting with Dee Dee Bridgewater and Ben Vereen in New York, that was good. Kurt Elling wrote me a part in a play with music called The Big Blind, with a big band, Dee Dee Bridgewater, Ben Vereen, me, him. I played his sort of vicious English agent.
What was the last concert you attended?
I went to hear Chopin Nocturnes at the Wigmore Hall.
Beautiful.
Yeah, to my shame, that was the last concert I attended, and that was in probably September last year. It was definitely autumn. So I remember walking home thinking the leaves, the whole day made complete sense. So that was the last concert I attended.
What would you say is your musical weakness?
At the moment, trying to get a sound out the flugel, which is just next to the piano. Yeah,
I didn't even know you played that.
Yeah, I'm a horn player originally, trumpet and cornet. So I bought the flugel 2 Christmases ago, and I've been secretly blowing into the pillow, just doing long notes, really.
Great.
But I'd love to just pick it up and play a head on a ballad or something.
Have you played much of that over the years, or is that just something you've recently picked up?
Well, it's the
again?
muscle thing, because I used to play really very, very well. You know, I
Did you?
played classical trumpet at college. I played cornet in brass bands, and we competed. You know, I was really good. You know, but I had the freedom of youth, and I didn't really care if I splot a few notes.
Yeah.
Now it's like, pure.
You need a tight embouchure.
You need a very, very tight embouchure. Yes. Well, I tell you what we do need is a plastic mouthpiece. That's really helped.
Do you ever get nervous on stage?
I get nervous waiting to go on stage every time. Just a little, ooh. It's kind of good nerves, I think.
Ooh, just a little like, ooh.
Yeah. Ooh. I get nervous if I look at the stage and think, oh no, the microphone's wound around the microphone stand to the bottom.
Yeah.
That makes me nervous, because there's nothing worse than seeing someone unravel a microphone on stage. It's so tedious.
Not very professional, is it?
No. Get nervous about that. Get nervous about monitors. Don't get nervous about the music, really.
Right, okay. So it's more of a technical
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. What's your favourite sandwich?
Well, I'm gluten-free at the moment, but my favourite sandwich is sharp cheddar with pickle. Any pickle. Chutney, piccalilli, Branston, really. My favourite sandwich is sharp cheddar and Branston.
That's come up a few times, actually.
Has it?
Yeah, funny. Right, there's a couple more questions. A favourite movie?
Probably either Cinema Paradiso, All About Eve, or Citizen Kane.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Classics,
Yeah.
all three, yeah. Yeah. What about a favourite venue that you've played in?
Ronnie Scott's.
And what about a favourite country or city?
Favourite city is, without a doubt, Naples. Napoli.
Okay, one last question. What's your favourite chord?
That's Stevie Wonder. And I don't want to bore you with
Can you tell everyone what that chord is?
Yeah, it's no. I'd say it was a E7. What is it?
E13 with a flat 9.
E13 flat 9, isn't it? Yeah. I don't want to bore you with. Yeah, that one. That's my favourite.
It's a good one. It's the context, though, isn't it? Where
It's totally
where it's come
context.
from and where it's going to.
Oh, absolutely, totally context. Yeah, there's some. I just recently did a record with Tony Kofi and Dave Green and Barry Green, Mr. and Mrs. Green, of Strayhorn, and there's some. Oh, God, blimey, there's some beauts in there.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
You know, we did Passion Flower and Flowers a Lovesome Thing, and obviously Lush Life. So some good chords. Yeah, but chords like what it'd be like saying, "What's your favourite word?" I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah.
Depends what's either
It's
side of it.
surprising. I've had some quite direct answers to that. People
you?
have an instinct about what their
And is
favourite
it
chord is.
key? And is it note related as well?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I like that chord, which is just basically
It's sus.
it's like C11,
Yeah.
but with a I like that thing always gets me going. Yeah, isn't that interesting?
People are drawn to different things, aren't they?
I remember sitting in getting drunk with Jamie Cullum, who you've worked with, and we were talking about favourite chords in some pop music, and I can't remember which one it is, but it was in Tiny Dancer.
Yeah. Right.
He was absolutely adamant that was his favourite chord.
right?
Yeah,
Right.
and I can't remember which chord where it occurs. And every time I hear Tiny Dancer, which is a beautiful song, I think, oh, it's that one. And sometimes I think I'm going to have to ring him up and ask him which one it is.
Well, Ian, thank you so much for your time. It's been great.
Pleasure, Geoff.
All right. Okay.
Cheers, bud.
See you soon.
Thanks, you too.
Thank you for making it to the end of another podcast. Please subscribe if you want to hear more of them as they land. The Quartet Jazz Standards podcast is a UK Music Apps production. Quartet for iOS, taking your jazz play along to another level. Search for Quartet on the App Store or find out more at quartetapp.com.